I'm going to be going over the Dauntless character creations process today, and I'll be trying to get pretty in-depth into it. Alright, we start the tutorial. Dauntless Early Access. I'll go ahead and skip this intro since I have seen it, and get right into the character creation. We get to choose our ancestor first, and it doesn't matter whether you have 2 females or 2 males or such. It probably goes back further into your family tree if that's what you choose, or maybe, who knows, they might have gotten a sex change. These things happen. And as you choose 2 different characters, you can slide back and forth between, sorry, I'm distracted by skin tones. I guess regardless of what heritage you have, you can choose what kind of skin tone you have. It's guiding you right past the beginning here. Let's go back and take a look at the ancestry some more. That is pretty neat. I am going to go with Merle and Camilla. And I don't know which one I want them to look more like. I'm gonna experiment with some other things for now. Let's look at what the hair colors look like. No, we're gonna have to get a different hairstyle so we can see the color better. Flared bob that's a pretty outrageous style, but it definitely shows us the color better. The palest hair we can get is up in this silver spectrum, which goes more gray, all the way to black. That's a pretty nice pitch black too. This gray is a little more blue, if you're going for a blue theme. It's kind of a muddy gold. I wonder how much you can brighten that. Perhaps it shows brighter in the game when it's sunny. I'm not sure, but it seems pretty muted. I wonder if they'll make hair color more vibrant for the open release or whatever. Let's see. There are some really nice shades of red and auburn. Oh, the darker you go, you can make it a little more purple. It's kind of a aubergine. You can get some gingers in here, mixing the orange and the red. I'll stick with some kind of brighter red and accept. It's a little strange to me that you can't spin your character at all as you're looking at the hair color. Now hairstyles. Slicked back. This is, I've actually seen some people with this hairstyle offline. Think, haircuts with partial shavings and shaved on both sides are becoming a lot more popular with games like Overwatch, Sombra, or celebrities like the dude on Critical Role. This is feathered back. It actually makes the hair look like feathers. Look at how thin this is up here. War crest. Okay, got some nice spikes and feathering back here too. Ponytail. And then spiked hair. This looks a little unkept right here, the way it's shaved. I wonder if it looks better on different skin tones. It looks a little better in the darker skin tones, but I'm hoping they do something to smooth this out so it doesn't look like that. Okay, let's go back checking out more. That's spiked, so this is the tight ponytail. It's a little different from the first ponytail. First one's smoother. This is this one seems more like someone just was in a hurry. And then flared pop we saw already. Crowned braid looks really lovely in the back, but I'm not sure about these bangs. They don't sit right with me. The flaring on the ends would look cute if up here weren't so bubbly. And then loose bun. That is a really big bun. They must have very long hair. Let's see. There's another ponytail, a third one. This one's very high and you have some overhanging bangs. Dreadlocks. Now that looks really good. I'm surprised that there aren't any braids in these dreadlocks or any kind of texture, but as it is, smooth like that, it still looks good. An undercut dreadlocks. I bet this one is going to be very popular in the game. These, I am very pleased they included pigtails in this, or twin tails as I prefer to call them. But this just doesn't look good to me. I really hope they do something to adjust the height or the the girth of these tails on the side. They're pretty hefty, and the part down the middle, if you're looking at this, it looks almost heart-shaped, which stylistically could be cute, but you see the partition down the middle of the hair, and it just doesn't look aesthetically appealing on these characters. I don't know how you can make that work. Hopefully they do some adjusting on the high pigtails. Double bun! Okay, this is the cutest hairstyle I've seen. These bangs, I don't know what it is with Dauntless and having some huge bangs in these hairstyles. Bangs are a little much, but oh man, these double buns, super cute. Of course, the cutest is bald. Sparkle, sparkle. Okay, I'm gonna go with double bun. I'm gonna mess with body type. Let's see, does it show anything? Ah. You can have a smaller slider frame and a little more breast definition. If you wore the right clothing, you could choose either body type for whichever gender you prefer and just make it work. But I'm gonna go with the smaller frame. Let's check out facial hair. That is nice. I do appreciate that you can choose facial hair regardless of your body type. That's not a feature that's often given, and it's something I really appreciate. Let's see. Oh, this one's kind of charming. Alright. Mutton chops. Okay. Oh. This reminds me of Kung Fu Panda. And this reminds me of a dwarf, a very stylish dwarf. Braided beard, same thing, but with a fuller hair. Some sideburns. Oh, those are some intense sideburns. I am going to choose no facial hair for my character. Can't really see ears on this hairstyle, so I'm gonna go back and go ahead and make this character bald momentarily, just so I can take a look at what these ears are doing. Can make them go up or down, up and down. Ear width. Can flare it out sideways. And then ear size. I have seen a lot of people in game make their ears as small as possible, which is just as ridiculous as making them super large. But I actually think the larger ears look better. I'll make them a little bit high. Not too high because that jaw is way too low though. Let's check out jaw next. Jaw size. So this is as big as the jaw can get, and then smaller has it go inwards. Large chin, small chin. Let's look at what it's doing here. And chin depth. So you can have an overbite or not quite an underbite. I'll put it somewhere in the middle for my character. Head shape. This is a little odd. Rounder head, stretches out, and then that's stretched out all the way, and then that's squished flat all the way, so oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's make this a little more average. Oh, okay. I'm gonna mess with mouth now. Lip thickness, really tight lipped. Or thicker. Large lips, smaller. I want some pretty lush lips there. I want to mess with nose for a little bit. Okay, let's see. The nose tip can flare up or go all the way down, kind of hawk-like. But it also affects how the nose appears from the front. So I want my character's nose to be a little bit up-tilted, but not too much. And then nose size. Does this affect here? Yes, it does. And then nose bridge width. Let's see. Pretty wide up here. But narrow just doesn't look right to me. Maybe because the contouring is so strong on this. Put it on the narrow side. Nose bridge height. And get a bump right there on the bridge, but if you go too far down, you'll get a bump lower on from the indent. So I want to keep it, for my character, I want to keep it a little bit smoother. Let's take a look at the depth of that nose bridge. From the front, you can't see a difference, but when you turn it sideways, you can see another indent there. And it really changes based on how you move the height as well. Okay, I think I have her nose how I want it. And there's nostrils to figure out. Do I want wide set nostrils? Or do I want tiny little nostrils? Again, this is gonna be a pretty petite character, the way I'm designing. So I'll go on the smaller end of the nostril size. Maybe not too small. Eyes. Alright. Let's choose eye color. Now you can choose the left eye and the right eye differently. The lightest you can get is up here in the blues, maybe a little bit in the greens and yellows. But you choose the iris differently. Do you see the difference here on our right, this character's left? You can make it darker or make the whole eye seem really bright. Vibrant blue. I'm gonna make the inner iris a little bit of a more vibrant blue, and the outer one a very pale blue. Let's see the difference here. The light blues versus the light browns and greens. But I'll keep this character blues. And if you want, you can go in and adjust both of the eyes together at the same time. Eye size very large, eyes just smaller. Now, my ancestor, one of my ancestors is Merrily, who has very large eyes to begin with. If this was a different ancestor, even the widest eyes wouldn't be quite as wide, because it really changes things based on what ancestor you have. Let's go back to these eyes. Eye depth. Let's look at this sideways. You can see how far they sink in. It's gonna be somewhere in the middle for this character. I don't want her eyes too deeply set, but I do want them a little bit further in. I might adjust that nose too. Let's see. Based on my eyes. One thing that we didn't look at earlier when we were looking at facial hair is these eyebrows. Let's check out these eyebrows. These are the default ones. Sharper. Unkempt. Skeptical. Straight. This is pretty classic. Wide. That's an interesting look. Arched and wide. Lush. Some nice jagged brows. This one's called Intense. This reminds me of some eyebrows that become popular in beauty magazines in recent years. Sharp and wide and straight and wide. And then arched for those elegant folk. I like straight and I like arched. Let's see what this looks like with that hairstyle that I liked. It was called Double Bun. I do want to mess with the hair color a little bit. I'm not quite satisfied with that color of red that we had. Once again, I'm frustrated by the inability to turn the head while you're adjusting the hair color. It would be really beneficial to see how different light hits that hair, like you can in Final Fantasy XIV. I do love that we're able to choose such a variety of colors using this spectrum, but it's really hard to be certain that you're choosing a nice vibrant color if you aren't one to be fond of muddier colors. And there's no guarantee that they'll be changing this character creation after beta either, so this might just be what we have to deal with. Making these choices, hair color is probably going to be the hardest choice to make because you can't tell what you're doing. Just gonna have to hope for the best. Okay. I think we have... No, we didn't quite finish this. Okay, making the eyes wider and further apart. That's a nice choice. And then rotating them. Oh, not only can you go in and choose your eyebrow style in the eyebrow section of the hair, when you're in the eye section, you can choose how thick and how thin your eyebrows are. I'm really surprised that that's not in the hair section. But okay. I'm messing with the ancestry. More like Merrily with our settings, and more like Willow with our settings. One of the style choices of this game is hard angles. I'm trying to create a character that's softening that look up a bit, but it's proving difficult. Okay, I think that's everything. Have we looked at everything? No, there's still makeup and face paint. Okay, makeup. Minimalist. Just add some blush and some eyeliner and some faint red tint here. Dark eyes. That's kind of cool. Commanding. Oh, it's still got some dark eyeliner, but then you got some red eyeshadow and a bright scarlet lipstick there. Feline gives you blue eyeshadow, some cat eyeliner, and purple lipstick. Gothic is pretty cool. I like the black lipstick and lots of... Is that dark purple or blue? I think it might be a mixture. And then scarlet. Be interesting to see how these pair with the face paint. Let's check it out. No face paint. Masked. Nice. Surrealist. Just one eye painted. Harley Quinn. She doesn't quite look happy. Crossed. Got some chin lines and across the eyes. Seeing red adds some definition along the bottom of the cheekbones as well as on each eye. Doesn't go across the nose bridge. Survivor. Furious is pretty interesting. Ah, this is just making me hate my hair color though. Hair color is definitely the most frustrating part of this character creation process for me. This is the Stalker. It gives you a deep, dark, almost purplish red all the way across your eyes, including over your nose bridge, as well as some white face paint on your forehead and your cheeks. Blue just gives you, well, it's called almost blue, and it gives you teal across one eye. Feral is pretty cool. And then enlightened. It's a hard choice. This reminds me of World of Warcraft, the demons. I want more blue face paints. Maybe they'll give us more face paint. Maybe face paint can be something we can find in the game to change our characters. Yeah, this hair is just not reliable. I think I'm just gonna go with the silver. This pale, whitish. Even trying to get a pure white out of this color mixer, spectrum, is almost impossible. Oh my gosh. Okay guys, I think this is it. I think this is the character I'm gonna go with. After a lot of deliberation. Going back through one more time, checking everything out, making sure this is the final character I want, unless they're gonna reset characters again. Alright, here we go! Save! Begin adventuring!